From the artist colonies of Taos in Santa Fe in the early 20th century to the photogenic vistas and creative meccas continuously emerging, New Mexico's art history is vast, and the New Mexico Museum of Art has taken on the daunting task of offering a glimpse of this living history in an all-new exhibition. When the New Mexico Museum of Art opened its doors more than 100 years ago, its goal was to be a progressive advocate for the arts. Throughout the century, their mission has sustained and hosted the works of such artists as Robert Henri, Marsden Hartley, and Georgia O'Keeffe.
Everybody, really, whenever I started researching the show, you found out that they were all connected to each other and working together.
In celebration of their centennial, the museum is hosting the year-long exhibition Horizons, People and Place in New Mexican Art.
It was a pretty tall order trying to get 100 years of art into the two galleries, so we definitely wanted to look back at our history, but also not make it a strictly chronological show. So we approached it through looking at various themes that we could address with the collection here at the museum, and also through borrowing from other collections throughout the state.
Themes include the founders of the museum, favorites voted on by visitors, and native art.
Early on, our museum's founder, Hewitt, Edgar Lee Hewitt, who was an anthropologist, was really interested in the archaeology and native art of the region, and he was one of the first to kind of display native art as art. So we've been able to borrow some key objects, some Native American textiles, for instance, from the Center for Advanced Research that were actually collected by early artists working in New Mexico, for instance, folks like Laura Gilpin or Kenneth Chapman.
Horizons also focuses on the architecture and design of the museum itself, which was revolutionary when it opened in 1917.
Our building that we're in, we're really celebrating the 100-year anniversary of the building itself. And it's pretty distinctive as being one of the first New Mexican style or old Santa Fe style buildings in the state. So we wanted to look at that design too. So we've got a section about furniture design and looking at the development of that aesthetic.
Another key topic explored by Horizons are the people and places that have helped shape the museum's history and its place in New Mexico's cultural landscape.
I like to approach historic art with a contemporary eye. So one of the ways that I wanted to organize the show was around the theme of community. And we've got a selection of paintings that use community as the subject matter. Highlighting kind of key New Mexico events like Zozobra that we all know is a major community gathering, but also kind of more low-key things that we do interpersonally. There's a fantastic painting by Bert Phillips, one of the Taos Society of Artists members, that's featuring just a jam session of musicians, which I think is fantastic because it's something that so many of our visitors can relate to now. We still have jam sessions, right? Another section that we have is looking at a really familiar site, our historic Santa Fe Plaza, painted by 4 different artists over the early part of the 20th century, and they're completely unrecognizable from one another. There are 4 really distinct interpretations of this place that talk about how folks can come here and use familiar sites as a place for fantasy and exploration and create their own kind of special scenes within something that we already know to be so familiar.
Of the 3 exhibitions celebrating the museum's 100th anniversary, Horizons will be up the longest.
With that in mind, some of the pieces in the work are sensitive. Textiles can't be up for too long because of fear of light damage. Prints can't be up for too long for fear of light damage. We've got a fantastic selection of Gustav Baumann prints, for instance. So instead of trying to keep the same setup, we've decided to switch it out 4 times so we can bring you 4 different interpretations of Gustav Baumann's print work, 3 different examples of native textiles. And other pieces that have certain sensitivities are going to get rotated out. So you can expect to come back again and again over the course of the year. And though the themes will be the same, the pieces that you'll actually experience will be new.
So be sure to find your way to Santa Fe and explore the past, the present, and the future of visual poetry at the New Mexico Museum of Art. And Horizons will be showing now through November of 2018. If you want more information on it, just head over to foxnewmexico.com.